Dear colleges, industry leaders, and future decision makers, welcome. I'm a mechanical engineer, currently focusing on renewable energy and sustainability. I focus on turning environmental challenges into engineering solutions. Today, I'd like to share some key insights from this perspective. We are not gathered here today simply to romanticize saving environment. Today, we will discuss how food waste management can evolve from being a cost item into a strategic lever that improves your company's balance sheet. Our title might seem long and bureaucratic, compliance and entrepreneurial strategy, but subtext is clear. Either adapt and grow with the circular economy model or be crushed under the cost and legal penalties of the old school take, make, dispose model. As a mechanical engineer, I have spent much of my career looking at the backside of factories, the vast area most people prefer to ignore. Many see garbage. I see lost energy, lost raw material, and methane gas escaping into the air. In either word, lost money. In this presentation, we will examine how to turn the pressure of EU Green Deal from a threat into an opportunity. We will look at both technical system and financial logic behind this transformation. If you are ready, let us begin changing not only the chemistry of waste, but also the economics. This training model takes a practical and strategic look at the sustainability in the food industry. We are not treating environmental rules as paperwork or legal pressure. Instead, we approach them as tools for operational excellence and competitive advantage. The global goal is clear: cutting food waste by 50% by 2030. To reach this target, policies such as EU Green Deal, the Farm to Fork strategy, and Turkey's national zero waste regulation are becoming closely aligned. This means the regulatory direction is no longer uncertain. It is structured and coordinated. In this model, we will connect legalization with engineering and finance. We will examine how the polluter pays principle affect our cost structure, how mass balance thinking improve process control, and how technologies like anaerobic digestion can convert waste into energy and value. Our ultimate goal is simple: to help food engineers and entrepreneurs involved into what I call green strategies. Professionals who do not see regulation as a barrier but as a pathway to innovation, efficiency, and market leadership. What is our learning objectives? First, start with legal analysis. Understand the key similarities and differences between EU Green Deal, the Waste Framework Directive, and Turkey's Zero Waste Regulation. Learn how these frameworks shape obligations, risks, and opportunities for the food industry. Strategic implementation. Translate the polluter pays principle and extended producer responsibility into real operational cost. Reflect waste management expenses clearly in pricing model and long-term business strategies. Technical engineering solutions. Use mass balance method to measure and track waste across food production lines. Develop practical roadmap to convert waste into value through upcycling, energy recovery, or extraction of high-value bioactive compounds. And financial management. Design effective application strategies for national and international funding programs such as IPARTS 3, COSGAP Green Industry Support, and TÜBİTAK Grant. Align green transformation project with available financial incentives. Future planning. build medium and long-term business plans that combine regulatory compliance with operational efficiency. Ensure your company stay competitive while meeting 2030 carbon reduction targets. Today, we are not talking about compliance as a burden. We are talking about opportunities. Environmental compliance and food waste management are often seen as legal pressure, but in reality, they can become powerful entrepreneurial strategy. When we align our opportunity with the EU Green Deal, the Farm to Fork strategy, and circular economy model, we are not just following rules, we are building stronger and smarter business. The key idea is simple. Waste management is not a cost center. It is a source of value. When managed correctly, waste became energy, raw material, or even a new product line. Companies that move early and act strategically will not only reduce risk, they will gain operational efficiency, lower energy costs, and strengthen their market position. In short, this transformation is not about avoiding penalties. It is about achieving operational excellence and becoming a market leader. Friends, there is a model we have been applying since the Industrial Revolution. Take raw material from nature, make product, throw the rest away. We call this the linear economy. However, the laws of thermodynamic and planetary boundaries have told us to stop. Resources are no longer infinite, and landfills are not limitless. As the food industry, we have a biophysical look. I am not just talking about climate change. I am talking about supply chain security. This is where circular economy came in. This is not just about putting out recycling bin. It is about designing waste out of system from the start. For a food engineer, waste is proof of process infinity. Not as a food engineer, also for any engineering site. If the amount of waste coming out of your factory is increasing, you are essentially admitting that you cannot convert the raw material you brought into a product. The entrepreneurial opportunity lies exactly here. The regulatory compliance process is like giving your business a checkup. The efficiency gain you discover in this process will not only save you from fine but also lower your unit cost. Remember, there is no waste in nature, only input for next process. We need to design our factories like ecosystems. Now, let's look at the big picture. That is European Union, which sets the rule of export market. We are facing the EU Green Deal. We can say this document is EU new constitution. The subtitle they wrote for the food sector is the Farm to Fork strategy. The target they have set for 2030 are not wished to be hung on the wall. They are trade barriers. Especially, there is a 50% reduction target for food waste. Soon, binding quotas will come for member states and consequently their suppliers. As a Turkish exporter, they will ask for your product's carbon footprint and waste report. On the other hand, chemical input reduction, a 50% decrease in pesticides and 20% in fertilizers in target. What does this mean? It means you have to audit the farmer from whom you supply raw materials. You are now responsible not only for the quality of the good entering the factory gate, but also for their story in the field. The organic farming targets show where the market is going. Those products producing conventionally will struggle with stricter inspections in a shrinking market. The summary of this slide is just as a visa is required to enter the EU market, complying with these criteria is the same. Let's get to the most painful part, the wallet. The foundation of environmental law is the polluter pays principle. In the past, we would give the waste to the municipality and be done with it. That era is over. Extended producer responsibility says the packaging your product is your responsibility even when it enters the customer's trash can. The equivalence of this in Turkey is GECAP. You pay a fee to the state for every plastic, glass or material package you put on the market, with cost increasing every year. This is where the concept of eco-modulations came into the play. If your packaging is 100% recyclable or made from recycled material, you pay less. But if you have designed a complex, unstackable Frankenstein package, you pay punitive malus fee. Speaking as an engineer, packaging design can no longer be left to the chef-autistic pleasure of marketers. Environmental parameters are a financial necessity. The packaging that products the product should not turn into an item that met the company's profit. Where are we as Turkey? There is a serious gap between us and EU. According to the 2024 Turkey reports, we are around the 30% band in the recycling rate, but this is insufficient. We are failing especially in data reliability. While every gram of waste from farm to fork is tracked with the Fusions project in EU, we do not know exactly the amount of the product left in the field. Another critical issue for us is the waste definition. We are in the easy habit of calling everything that came out of business waste and paying licensed firm to take it away. However, there is a statute called byproduct in legalization. If you prove that material coming out of production will definitely be used in another industry, it is no longer waste, it is commercial good. But bureaucracy works a bit slowly here. Also, there is a carbon border adjustment mechanism waiting at the door. The food sector may not be in the direct first wave, but we will feel the indirect cost increases throughout the fertilizer and packaging sectors to our bones. Firms that cannot bridge this gap risk falling out of the global supply chain. Let's go down to the field. As management guru Peter Drucker said, you cannot manage what you cannot measure. If you want to reduce food waste, you must first know what, where, and why you are losing. Our guide here is the food loss and waste protocols. This standard brings us an inventory discipline. First, determine the scope. Will you measure only edible food or inedible parts like bones and peels too? I say measure it all, because inedible parts are gold for biogas. Then select the method. You cannot weigh everything. Sometimes you need to establish a mass balance, and most importantly, analysis. Why did the waste occur? Machine failure, operator error, or raw material quality? Without doing this root cause analysis, you are not managing waste. You are just being a garbage collector. Establish an audit model integrated with IOC 14001 in your business and track waste data with the same seriousness as production data in every shift. I always tell my students in doctoral classes, scales don't lie. but pipes do. In facilities processing liquid or powder products, flues are usually invisible. They evaporate, leak, stick to pipe wall. This is where the most fundamental weapon of engineering, the mass balance, came into the play. The equation is simple. Input is equal to output plus stock change plus loss. Let's look at the tomato paste factory example. 1000 tons of tomatoes enters. 94% water. Let's go by dry matter. 60 tons of dry matter entered. The output was 50.4 tons of dry matter. Where is the missing 9.6 tons of dry matter? That is the pumice you throw away as a P's and C's. If you account for its moisture, you mathematically prove that you have 30-35 tons of wet waste. You might struggle to find this by weighting, but you find it by calculating. These calculations tell you two things. First, what is my process efficiency? Second, how much raw material do I have for animal feed or biogas plants? Mass balance is taking an X-ray of the business. Now, let's look at how to turn this waste into money. If your factory produces high moisture, 60% and above organic waste like milk, meat, or fruit juice, the solution is anaerobic digestion. That is biogas. Why not compost? Because evaporating that much water is waste of energy and creates odor problems. In a biogas plant, microorganisms work for you. They eat your waste and give you methane gas in return. You burn this gas to generate electricity. You can set it in dollar term in yekdem and use the resulting heat in factory's pasteurization or drying unit. So, you lower your factory's natural gas bill with your waste. In terms of economical feasibility, if you have over 20 tons of organic waste per day, this investment amortizes itself in 3 or 5 years. Konya Şeker and Sütaş are the best case studies of this. A factory that generates its own energy from its own waste does not fear energy price hikes. If you don't want to burn your waste, you can take a more sophisticated path, the upcycling path. This is extracting the ore inside the waste. The bioraffinery concept is exactly this. You can obtain lycopene extract worth hundreds of dollars per kilogram from tomato pumice that you struggle to sell for $50 a ton. Sectoral opportunities are enormous. We used to be poured into steam killing fish. Now it is protein. It's extracted via ultrafiltration to make athlete powder. More valuable than gold. Citrus peel. Source of essential oil and pectin. Eggshells. Calcium supplements. Even on the innovation side, there are startups producing bioplastic packaging using food waste. Companies like Greenova Materials make packaging from agricultural waste. Your duty as an engineer is not to see garbage when looking at the waste path, but to see molecules. I see flavonoids. I see antioxidants. I see protein. These are money. I can hear you saying, Professor, the ideas are great, but where is the money? The state and EU funds have opened the tap for green transformation. Especially the IPARS 3 program is life preserver for food business. If you are investing in waste management and treatment, the grant rate goes up to 60%, meaning you get more than half of the facility's money as grant. This is also the COSGAP Green Industry Support Program. It offers very favorable conditions for SPP and fast recovery for SMEs. TÜBİTAK 1832 call gives research and development support if you are going to produce value-added products from waste. On the banking side, green loan lead to TSKB are available. Interest rates are much more attractive for sustainability themed projects. As a regularity strategy, my suggestion is this: while preparing your project technically, build the financial structure on this grant. The payback period of facilities established with grant drop by half. So, what do we do when we go to the factory tomorrow morning? Here is 4 strategy perspection for you. Diagnostic. First 6 months. Measure first. Create an honest inventory according to the FLW protocol. Calculate your carbon footprinting. Improvement. First year. Reduce at the source. Do not throw away unsellable but edible products. Donate them to the food bank. In Turkey, you can deduct these from tax. It is more profitable than destroying it. Investment 3 years. According to the characters of your waste, biogas, compost, extraction, decide and apply for EPART. Register your waste as a byproduct. And last, leadership, 5 years. Speak with your data now. Provide traceability with blockchain report in GRI standards. Don't tell the consumer, my product is clean. Prove it. Dear friends, as I said at the beginning of the presentation, the food giants of the future will not be those who produce the most, but those who use their resources most efficiently. The linear economy is that end, and we have reached the end of that street. Every time you look at the waste pile at your factory site, remember that pile is actually unprocessed raw material or potential energy. Legalization may look like a labyrinth, but with right strategy. The exit of the labyrinth is market leadership. Use the provide incentives as leverage. Never forget this. Linear producer lose. Circular thinkers win. Thank you for your patience. Thanks for listening to the presentation.